Greetings, family and friends. But let's give you a round of applause. Let's get at it. Family, this afternoon here in the mile high income city of Denver, Colorado, excuse me, I want to tell you a true story. How I became a professional bail bondsman owner, which I did for over 25, 30 years. And right quick, I want to tell you why and how, and then I'm gonna give you the story. It was because of one man, Mr. Lawrence Pierre, the owner of Pierre's Supper Club and Lounge here in Denver, Colorado for about 30, 40 years, I would say from at least 1990 until he passed away maybe 5 years ago, 4, 5 years ago. No disrespect to the family. So family, I was hanging out in the bars. I was about 35 years old. I was basically a bum. I'd been in what we call back then in the movement, and I spent most of my time trying to liberate the people back then. That's another story I'll tell you about those trials and tribulations. So, fam, I'm sitting in the bar. I didn't drink. I couldn't drink. I tried to drink, but alcohol didn't agree with me. So Mr. Pierre, the owner of the bar, happened to be from Louisiana, the same place I was from. I think that was kind of a bond, the kind of bond us together. And the other two thieves, we would often talk to each other. We'd be looking at the crowd, having fun. Everybody was drunk, but me and Pierre. We sit up there sober, because Pierre is the only bartender that I know that didn't drink. So I told Pierre that I wanted to get my real estate license, that I wanted to be a boss like him. He smiled at me and looked at me. And he, I think, really enjoyed talking to me because we spent a lot of time talking in the bar. So he said, Lee, excuse the chair, when you get your license, come see me. I said, okay, Pierre. I didn't know what he was talking about. I didn't know what he meant. But family, all I knew deep down in my soul, I wanted to be a boss. I wanted to be my own boss. I was trying to save everybody else's ass and do my own. And I felt at 35 that being a real estate broker would give me the dignity that I felt I deserved and needed at that age. So I decided to take the real estate exam. Because family, I've always been pretty good in exams in school. I graduated college with honors, and I scored real high on SAT and I got a scholarship to Southern University in Baton Rouge before I got kicked out of there for being a freedom fighter. But family, so back then I took the test, and family, I took the test direct back then. You could either have to pass the test. I'm not quite sure. It was 35 years ago. You either have to go to school or if you pass the test. All I know, family, I didn't have the money to go to real estate school. It was kind of expensive back then. It's still expensive. I think I went to Emily Griffin's, which kind of a public state ran school, and took some courses. But family, you could take the test once a month. I did have the $25 for that. But I mean, family, it's an up and down world. So, family, I flunked that test 17 times. My friends were laughing at me. Uh, and Pierre just said, keep at it. So finally, on that 18th time, I got that letter that said, I knew I didn't have to pass it but once. So it didn't matter to me. I had read this book. Started reading these books on self-improvement, how to persist to succeed, the world's greatest salesman, Think and Grow Rich. Books like that, family, that kept me motivated. I flunked that exam 17 times, family. Friends laughing at me. It was embarrassing. But I knew. Finally, family, I got that letter. I got that letter, family, that says, congratulations, you're broke. I couldn't wait for Pierre to get down to his club at 6 o'clock. He came to work every night, 7 nights a week. That's how hard he worked. And although he knew I flunked that exam 17 times, because I showed him, said, Pierre, I'm getting close and close. I think you had to have 80% on the exam, which means that you have to have 80% of all real estate knowledge. Real estate broker is about the highest level you can reach in real estate. Although real estate is one of the 6 subjects on the lawyer's exam, most lawyers can't pass the broker's exam. So finally, I got that letter. I was so excited. I couldn't wait for Pierre to come to work. So I came down to the club about 7 o'clock, give him the time to check in and do his thing. So when I got there, he was behind the bar. And I said, Pierre, I showed him the letter. I said, I'm a broker. I'm like you, man. I'm a boss now. I'm a boss. I ain't got to work for nobody. I ain't got to do all this stuff. He looked at me. He said, you can have the building next door. Family, the building next door was a 2-story Victorian building, 100-year-old beautiful building with fireplace, carved wood upstairs, downstairs, and right next to one of the hottest clubs in Denver, Colorado. So luckily for me, I didn't have to advertise, because certainly I didn't have advertising money at that time. But I was so excited, family, quickly. I went home and went to sleep. I woke up, family, honest to God, about 12 o'clock. I humped in my car, ran back down to the club. I said, Pierre, what did you say? He said, Lee, I was wondering when you was going to wake up. I said you could have the building next door. Previous rented by Wellington Webb, whose husband eventually was mayor. And this time, he reached and gave me the keys. I said, Pierre, I reached in my pocket. Just how I carried my money back then. I kind of was a player. I reached in my pocket. I said, Pierre, I only got $50. Pierre said, I didn't ask you for no money, but I'll take that 50. So family, I stayed in that building until Pierre decided to sell this club. And family, that's about 30 years I was next door with Pierre. And believe it or not, family, I never paid rent. We had no, I don't think we even had he gave me a number on rent. He just kept saying, keep hanging. Just like when I was flunking that exam. Keep hanging. He saw something in me that I didn't see myself. Didn't listen to him about it. So, however, I was always good in law, and I'll tell you in future stories how I became a legal. So he said, just keep hanging, keep hanging. So during that time, I also became a certified paralegal, and I started taking care of all Pierre legal business and work with the taxes, with the city, and I was very successful and very good at it. Then back then, family, they had what they called non-qualified loans. People that abandoned what was called Northeast Denver Park Hill and gone outside what's known as the White Flight, and they was giving these beautiful homes in Park Hills away. It was all boarded up, family, all through Northeast Denver. With $500, $2,000, you could get you a beautiful home, non-qualified loan with just the money down. So I was able to get Pierre a couple of nice deals. Then I leased them out for him, and I managed the property for him. And eventually started taking care of all Pierre business. And many people thought that Pierre couldn't read and write. He could read and write. Every time I put any kind of contract, real estate or otherwise, in front of Pierre, he always went to the gist and the essence of it. He was a very intelligent man. So 30 years, we became like father and son. I took care of all of his business. And however, when I had a good deal, amazing little money, I would give Pierre some cash. So we did that for about 10 years, family. And then Pierre came to me one day. He said, Lee, let's get in the bail bonding business. Well, the first thing I said with Pierre, I don't know, I don't think I want to get in the bail bonding business. I was thinking, I'm not a tough guy. I don't want to be dealing with criminals in my mind. But I had a friend, may he rest in peace, Sarah Grace, taught me a lot. He was a bondman at that time. He said, Lee, you will see the criminals, you see their family. So Pierre came to me again. He said, Lee, let's get in the bail bond business. I still was reluctant. Pierre said, Lee, I'll put up the 50,000. I said, well, Pierre, I want to get in the bail bond business. So I took that test, passed on the first time. It was a very easy test compared to the broker's thing. And Pierre put up to 50,000 without a contract, without any kind of obligation. So whenever I got a little money, I just gave it to Pierre. There was no notes, but I paid him all and some. So family, that's how I became a professional real estate broker owner, a professional bail bondsman owner, and a nationally certified legal assistant. I think at the time, the only, I hate to say it like this, the only black male that had that position. I think to this day, I went to General Paralegal Institute, which is one of the best paralegal schools in the country at that time. So, family, friends, loved one, the purpose of this video is to say, persist until you succeed. Family, here I am, 80 years old. I'm going to persist in this YouTube business until I succeed. And I'm already being successful at it. So, family, friend, don't let your environment, don't let the government, don't let anything like that determine your destiny. The immigrants is not stopping you from being what you want to be. The government is not stopping you from being what you want to be. I'll leave you with this one, family. My mother, and I spoke about her in previous videos, and I'm going to be doing a fundraiser for families with children in the name of my mother in the near future. I'm already working on that. I got $400 already committed. I'm going to get, my goal is to give $800 every time my organization gets $800 in donations, a fundraiser, however we decide to do it. Uh, so, family, don't let your conditions, don't worry about the immigrants, don't worry about the government. If you have a burning desire, nothing on God, clean earth can stop you. Look at me at 80. I'm YouTubing, family. I'm up to almost 5,000. And my understanding, only 20% get there. And family, I won't get it all, the financial and all of that, but family, it's good. It's great. And I don't know what else I can tell you. You can do it. And I'll leave you with this. Everybody have a gift. Everybody have a talent. Man's is the law. And that has opened many doors and many opportunities for me. And I've been able to help a lot of people save their homes, save their cars, save their children, and save their freedom, family. All bona fide, and as they said, no diddy. But family, friends, and the loved one, in the meantime, it's been such an honor to speak with you once again. And if you have consumer questions, if you have legal questions, test me, call me, contact, and see if I can be of any assistance. And if you find some value in this video, if you find some amusement in this video. Please share, like, or comment, or even complain. And finally, family, from my heart, be careful out there. Chill out. Relax. Yes, it's a little crazy in America right now. People are packing guns legally and illegally. People are on nerve with their debts and their bills. Parents are killing children. Children is killing parents. It's a crazy world right now. So the best thing most of us could do now, family, as one of my team members, a retired attorney, Linda, says to me, I said to her, just stay out of the way. She said she loved that expression. It's not our fight. Stay out of the way.